Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. That reminds me. Okay. Test, 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 test. Okay. Yep. Test, 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 test. I don't agree with this. Test, 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 test. Okay.
All right, Brandon Semperly in 3, 2, 1.
Test, test, test. Test, test, test. That's right. Test, test, test. Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball, presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, AM 1590 WPVL.com, the AM 1590 WPVL Sports Radio app, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Video at least. From Lancaster High School, the Platteville Hillmen take on the Lancaster Flying Arrows in Southwest Wisconsin Conference Girls Basketball. For the Wolf Construction broadcast table, I'm Steve Prestegard, and 1 week ago, Platteville was looking for its first win of the season after losing its first 4 games. 1 week later, the script has flipped, with Lancaster looking for its first win of the season against a team that now has a 2-game winning streak, with wins for Platteville over Prairie du Chien last Friday to start the SWC season, and then Schulzburg 74-52 on Tuesday. Platteville came into the season having to replace his top 6 players, but so far they've succeeded thanks to Jackson Bernchin, who got a career-high 24 points in their win over Prairie du Chien. Freshman point guard Avery Richard, who doesn't play like a freshman, and freshman Rihanna Dye off the bench, who's averaging 10 points and almost 10 rebounds a game. On Tuesday, it was junior Claire Hoosier, who hit 5 3-pointers to lead the Hillmen over Schulzburg. Lancaster, similar to Platteville, has certainly not ducked difficult competition coming into tonight. Their losses, I should say, are over Wazeeka Steuben, which is typically a top-card team in the Ridge and Valley Conference, Barneveld, Darlington, which also beat Platteville, Dodgeville, which beat Lancaster 53-50 in overtime on Friday, and then New Glarus on Tuesday 66-47. Also on the Queen Bee family of radio stations on the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, largest seven-minute shoe store in the Midwest. We have Mineral Point at Cuba City. That is on Extreme 107.1. And we also have tonight another game, which I cannot find here. Oh yeah, Darlington and Cuba City, that is on Super Hits 106. I was looking at the wrong list. Mineral Point and Cuba City's tomorrow. Tonight, Darlington and Cuba City, that's on Super Hits 106. And Mineral Point at Southwestern, that is on Extreme 107.1. When we return to Raleigh Cheese pregame show, presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Back in 2 minutes on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL.
Grant Regional Community Clinic is proud to welcome Dr. Ron White. Originally from Mount Hope, Dr. White is bringing his knowledge and expertise home to Southwest Wisconsin and will see patients at our Lancaster clinic this fall and our new Fenimore location later this year. Dr. White looks forward to practicing full-spectrum family medicine and developing long-term relationships with his patients. For more information about Dr. White and to view his video, visit our website at grantregional.com. Grant Regional Community Clinic. Experience the difference.
24/7, 365. Myers Heating and Cooling is your trusted residential heating and cooling system service provider. Join Myers Comfort Club for peace of mind throughout the year and around the clock. Myers Heating and Cooling in Lancaster. Don't worry, we got this.
For residential, commercial, or ag building projects, call on Wolf Construction, LLC of Lancaster. Todd Wolf and his crew pride themselves in providing full service for their customers at the highest of quality. Wolf Construction, LLC of Lancaster, proud to back our local athletes.
There's no place like local for the holidays. The Lancaster Chamber of Commerce urges you to support our local businesses now and all year long. Everyone at Community First Bank is committed to shop local, dine local, and bank local this holiday season. Shop local and support your small business neighbors. Dine local and support your local eateries. And bank local. Community First Bank, member FDIC. Dooley's is the place where friends come to meet and eat. Their gift certificates and apparel make great gifts for the holidays and any occasion. See their menu and find their daily specials on Facebook. Call ahead at 608-723-7676. Dooley's on the Square in Lancaster. Shop local at the amazing Lancaster retail outlets this holiday season. The Meat Shop has what you need for your holiday table, including cheese and sausage trays, holiday hams, prime rib roasts, and shredded meats. Check out their gift boxes as they're the perfect gift, or grab a gift card as a stocking stuffer. Premium Angus beef and pork from our family farm to your family's table. Check out the Meat Shop located just off the square in Lancaster. There's no place like local for the holidays. The Lancaster Chamber of Commerce invites you to check out their Facebook page for fun events going on now through Christmas.
Pre-game one.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville and Lancaster in girls basketball. We're joined by Brandon Temperley, the Platteville coach, on a night that this kind of feels like weather more suited to the postseason than December, right?
Yeah, I was getting the itch to get the golf clubs out on a day like this. But we'll take it. You don't have to shovel it, and it's always a good night for basketball.
And you're on a run right now, obviously. Your start seems a little kind of last week because you had the very good win at Prairie, and then you had, of course, the win Tuesday night beating Sharpsburg. What did you like about the last couple of games, other than the score?
Well, I like that we're able to keep forming our identity with a young group that's really important. Defense has been our identity for most of the season. Even with our losses, I thought we defended pretty well outside of the New Glarus game. But it was nice to see the ball go through the basket against Sharpsburg. And we had some, Claire Hoosier got hot. Jackson Bergen's been rock solid. Avery Richards been knocking the ball in, and Rihanna Dye's been fantastic too. So just good to see the ball going through. And Macy Noble has been a great offensive addition this year. She keeps working on her defense, and she's been getting better and better. But it was good to see the ball go through the basket, and the girls understanding how capable they really are.
All right, so that's Lancaster tonight. Obviously, arch rival. It's kind of the tables are turned because last week you were looking for your first win. Well, they're still looking for their first win, and you already got a couple. So what about the Arrows is going to be a challenge?
Well, Coach Feller does a wonderful job, and she'll have them ready to go. They'll be very hungry, and we know that we always get each other's best shot, being local teams.
There's nothing like beating the team just up the road, right?
Yeah, that makes for a pretty good week anytime that you can beat a local rival. So we know we're going to get their absolute best. We need to be at our absolute best, too.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
You too, thank you.
Thank you. Brandon Temperley, the Platteville coach, back with more after this on AM 1590, WPVL, and YouTube.
Pre-game two. People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin.
Courtney Feller in 3, 2, 1.
Have access to convenient technology and low fees. People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC. Grant's Auto Parts and Hardware Hank of Fenimore is now your local Napa dealer. Stop in to Grant's Auto Parts in Fenimore. They're a full-service auto center always looking to hire quality techs. For all things auto parts, the tools to get the job done anywhere, and excellent care for your vehicle, see Robert Krantz at your local Napa and Hardware Hank location, Krantz Auto Parts, Lincoln Avenue in Fenimore.
In his last will and testament, Robert has bequeathed to his only heir and devoted caretaker 1/3 of his house, 1/3 of his truck, and 1/3 of his beloved dog, Mr. Bowe here.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused. Don't settle for a fraction of what you deserve, especially at harvest. Yield your best with Veltima fungicide's proven plant health benefits and revolutionary application flexibility.
1/3 of the dog. Right.
Get everything you deserve with Veltima fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions. This is Doug Doty with Dubuque Mattress. Dubuque Mattress was voted best place to buy a mattress for many reasons, but one of them was best price. Because Dubuque Mattress is a mattress factory, we are truly factory grade. We cut out the cost of the middleman. And because of our value, we have the most buying power. I personally guarantee that Dubuque Mattress is 10 to 40% less than any other mattress store in town. Find us on Highway 20 directly across from Tyson's. Dubuque Mattress for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory. You get a little snooze time.
Pre-game two.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL, Platteville and Lancaster. SWC girls basketball. We're now joined by Lancaster coach Courtney Feller. Thanks for joining us. You're looking for your first win of the season, obviously, but in a general sense, how do you feel like things are going right now?
Again, like you said, we're looking for that first W, but the girls have been working hard in practice still. We've had, throughout the first 5 games, some really good halves, even really good games up until the end, so we're kind of looking to just string together a full first half, second half tonight.
And that kind of was the case last Friday against Dodgeville because you had a 4-point lead with about 90 seconds left in regulation, but what happened after that?
Yeah, I don't know. We're still struggling a little bit under pressure, so that's something we really tried to amp up in practice this week. We're just kind of mirroring that pressure we see on defense sometimes, taking care of the basketball. We've obviously struggled out with turnovers the first few games, so that's something we're really working on and emphasizing.
There seems to be 2 obvious teams at the bottom of the conference, but the top 4, it seems really hard to pick who the favorite is. Who do you feel like is going to be up at the top at the end?
Like you said, it's definitely competitive, and we lost our first one to Dodgeville, but we get to see them again, and we'd really like to get them that next time, too. So, like I said, I really think it can be anybody.
Okay. Platteville is your opponent tonight. Obviously, you really like to beat the team that's 15 miles the other direction, regardless of who's got what record or anything like that. They're a team also that has a lot of people graduated that got a huge win on Friday against Prairie. So what about the Hillman's going to be a challenge?
I think they're young, maybe a little, talking to the coach before the game, like he said, a little inexperienced, but they definitely play with, they're up-tempo, they're well-coached. So, yeah, we're excited.
So what do you feel like you have to do tonight?
Take care of the basketball.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Courtney Feller, the Lancaster coach, back with more from Lancaster after these messages on AM 1590 WPVL.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Sheldsburg.
Early signs of diabetes can be found in 95% of vision loss from diabetes is preventable. And best yet, diabetes eye exams are covered by most health insurance carriers. First, the eye
Test. Time for our Russell Office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Platteville has everybody available. It looks like Lancaster does as well. Colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Keeler Family Dental, and coming soon, Darlington Family Dental. 3 community locations to serve your dental needs. Platteville, being the road team, wears the Cardinal uniforms with white numbers and trim, and Lancaster as the home team, white jerseys, blue numbers, and blue and gold trim. Lancaster, many years ago, I think in the 50s, was actually the Purgolds. And I'm not sure, when it was they changed from the Purgolds to the Flying Arrows and when they ditched purple for blue, but they did do that at some point, I believe, in the 1950s, which would have been, if my math is right, 2 high school buildings ago. Sometimes with Lancaster also you get royal blue, which is what the coaches seem to be wearing, and sometimes you get a darker, more navy kind of blue, depending on the coach's choice, I guess. On the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. As mentioned, we have a huge boys game, Darlington and Cuba City on Super Hits 106, and a huge boys game, Mineral Point and Southwestern on Extreme 107.1. In the SWC tonight, meanwhile, besides this game, River Valley is at Dodgeville, and Richland Center is at Prairie du Chien. Six Rivers East tonight, Barneveld at Belleville. As mentioned in the swap, besides Darlington, Cuba City, and Mineral Point Southwestern, Boscoville is at Fenimore. Iowa Grant is at Riverdale. Six Rivers West tonight, River Ridge at Highland, Shalsburg at Cassville, and Belmont at Benton. Six Rivers East tonight, Pecatonica at Barneville, Albany at Argyle, and Monticello is at Blackhawk. Ridge and Valley boys tonight, Ithaca at Weston, Lafarge at North Crawford, Seneca at Kickapoo, and DeSoto is at Wazeeka Steuben. In the NUI, meanwhile, West, Galena at Freeport Aquin. This is girls' game, and Prince of Peace Prep is at West Carroll. Boys side, Bellevue at Galena, Dakota at Stockton. And that is the schedule on our Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. The Lancaster Band is here. You may have heard them play championship, as they usually do to start. And now the Lancaster Band will perform our national anthem. The Lancaster Band proves, yet again, that whether sung or played, the national anthem is best performed live. But you knew that, right? Well, at any rate, it is time for the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's Complete Hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center, and at FullersMilkerCenter.com. And if you happen to be watching this online, well, then actually you can tell that there is just a spotlight. What you may not be able to tell is that the rest of the lights are out, which is a little inconvenient to announce the starting lineups, but I will press on regardless. Platteville 2-4, but they're 1-0 in the SWC, and they will start. Claire Hoosier, 5'8" junior, 3.5 points per game. She had 15 on 5 3-pointers in the win over Shalsburg on Tuesday. Jackson Bernchin, 5'10" junior, 13 points, 6.8 rebounds. She had 12 against Shalsburg. Macy Noble, 5'10" junior, 7.8 points, 1.8 rebounds, 13 against Shalsburg. Avery Richard, 5'8" freshman, 10.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists and 2.8 steals a game, 17 points and 6 assists against Shalsburg. And Alyssa Blevins, 5'11" senior, 4.2 points, 6 rebounds a game, 4 points and 5 rebounds against Prairie du Chien. Lancaster 0-5, 0-1 in the SWC. They will start Annie Martin, 5'6" junior, 4.8 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Lily Weber, 5'7" senior, 5 points, 4.2 rebounds a game. Nicole Kelly, 5'11" junior, 3 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Mallory Olmstead, 5'6" senior, 2.8 points, 3.8 rebounds a game. And Jessica Morgan, 6' junior, 13 points, 7.5 rebounds a game. And by the way, Grandma Diane is watching just in the corner because she was taking tickets on the way in. She and I worked together like a century ago, by the way. Here's the opening tip. It is controlled by Platteville. Moving right to left to begin high school basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And at the left wing, it's Hoosier. And then up top, picked up by Richard. And as mentioned, Richard has really not played like a freshman this season so far, even though this is just her 7th start. And there's a pass that is intended for Noble, but threw her hands out of bounds in the first turnover of the basketball game, which is brought to you by Claire Bank, with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting this area's high school sports teams. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. 3 from Morgan from the right wing is no good. And here comes Platteville after the rebound. At the left wing, it is Hoosier, who is 5 of 9 from 3 for her 15 points. Richard at the right wing. Up top, here is a 3 off the back of the rim by Noble, and the rebound ends up in Lancaster's hands. We're 1 minute and 7 seconds into the First Supply first half, and no score yet. And driving is Morgan, puts up the shot in the lane, doesn't get it, and the rebound goes right to Blevins. And she heads back the other direction. Over at the left wing, Noble. Up top, picked up by Bernchin, and now Richard at the right wing. And she drives and then loses the ball, and it ends up being the second turnover for Platteville. 16:27 left in the first half and no score. First Supply first half and no score. First Supply of Platteville sponsoring the First Supply first half. And here's it was an errant pass, but it got picked up by Olmsted, and then a shot from the foul line is up and good. And Jessica Morgan scores the first points of the ball game. It's 2-0 Lancaster. Minute 55 into the First Supply first half. Moving the lane by Bernchin. She got tied up, and the held ball will go to Lancaster. And the sports page in Belmont welcomes everyone to stop in for some ice cold beverages and order up our menu Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 11 to 1:30 and 4:30 to 9. Also visit Saturday and Sunday open 11 until close. And then meanwhile, a basket good for Nicole Kelly, and it's 4-0 Platteville, or 4-0 Lancaster. And here's a whistle with 15:45 left in the First Supply first half, and the game's first foul will be on Kelly. And meanwhile, a jumper from the right wing, it is a 3 for Claire Hoosier. Check that, Jackson Bernchin. She gets the 3, and it's 4-3 with 15:30 left in the First Supply first half. Drive for the right wing, and then a pass back for Olmsted, lays it up and lays it in. Mallory Olmsted gets in the scorebook for the first time. 6-3 Lancaster, 15:18 left in the First Supply first half. Richard to Hoosier at the left wing. Bounce pass to Bernchin up top. Richard at the right wing. Looks inside, gets it to Blevins, fights her way through defenders, and will head to the foul line with 15:02 left in the First Supply first half. First foul on Annie Martin, second on Lancaster. First free throw off the front of the rim for Blevins, who comes into tonight averaging 47% from the foul line. Second free throw on the way, and that one's good, 1 of 2. For the senior, makes it 6-4 Lancaster, and we're 3 minutes in the First Supply first half. Here's a pass over the intended receiver, Olmsted, in the corner, and out of bounds in Lancaster with the turnover. Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Here's Richard, just getting past the Lancaster logo, drives it all the way in and lays it up and in. That's one way that Richard doesn't play like a freshman, because she has no compunction, obviously, to take the ball all the way in. And she ties the game at 6 with 14:30 left in the First Supply first half. Over at the right wing, meanwhile, Morgan for 3, and it just hits the twine and then goes out of bounds. Back to Lancaster with 14:25 left in the First Supply first half, as Platteville brings in Addison McNeil, 5'9" junior. And it's Richard across half court. Drives into the lane and then passes underneath to Bernchin in traffic. She puts it up and doesn't get it, and Morgan there for the rebound. And Morgan brings it across half court, passes underneath to Olmsted, and then in the corner is into the game is Cassie Nemitz, 5'7" junior for Lancaster. And meanwhile, we have Platteville's first foul with 14:05 left of the first half. And that is on Addison McNeil. And Hoosier now checks out, which means Rihanna Dye, I believe, is in the game, the 6'2" freshman. And foul underneath the basket with 14:03 left in the first supply first half. And that's on Richard. And the second foul on Platteville in the first half. Inbounds from the side, passed in the corner. And then along the arc goes Nemitz. Nemitz now goes into the lane, lays it up, and will go to the foul line with 13:55 left in the first supply first half. And the foul on Jackson Bernchin, her first and Platteville's third. Nemitz 2 of 4, correction, 3 of 5 from the foul line this season, and a 7-6 Lancaster lead. And the second free throw is off the back of the rim and out. And she's back to 500. And it's 7-6 Lancaster. 13:50 remaining first supply of first half. And a drive, meanwhile, for Richard. Foul called with 13:48 left in the first supply of first half. And this foul will be on Mallory Olmsted. Her first and the second on Lancaster. Ball being inbounded far side of the basket. And looking for somebody to pass to, and finally picked up by Bernchin up top. Over to the left wing, and McNeil. McNeil driving, or passes now to Hoosier, and over to Richard at the right wing. Back to Hoosier up top. And at the left wing, it's McNeil. Pass to Blevins in the corner, bounce pass inside. Bernchin puts the turnaround and gets the drop. And Lancaster, or Platteville, has its first lead, 8-7, with 13:20 left in the first supply first half. Here's Martin, and then a pass up top, and a drive to the right wing, and then a pass over to Weber, and the shot in the lane doesn't go. Wrestling the rebound away is Bernchin, and Bernchin then gets called for traveling. She kind of, one of her feet got kind of stuck to the floor. She was trying to pass it to Hoosier, or that's what it looked like anyway. So back to Lancaster it goes. Really kind of an unforced turnover, and Martin in the lane gets it over to Olmsted. And now brought out near half court between the circles, Morgan. Morgan looking, Blevins guarding her, lob pass, broke it up, tipped into the backcourt by McNeil, so knotted over and back. And Morgan, meanwhile, can't find anybody to pass to, gets it to Martin. Martin with a pass into the lane, and nobody home for Lancaster. A turnover with 12:30 remaining in the first supply first half. And the shot in the lane will not go, and Lancaster gets the rebound. Here is Morgan up top between the circles, goes to Olmsted at the deep left wing, passes back to Morgan, and then back out to the corner, and Weber, and along the arc, actually, yeah, it is Weber. Weber with a big right knee brace, drives and misses the shot. And the rebound by Richard, and McNeil passes to the corner. Richard now with it. Picked up by Hoosier, left to the point. Hoosier now dribbles between the circles, bounce pass right side to Richard. Up top, Bernchin, she'll put it up for three from there. Bullseye! Jackson Bernchin to three. It's 11-7 Platteville, and the Hillmen want a timeout. 11:39 left, first supply of first half. 11-7 Platteville. Back after this on AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville just called a timeout. Lancaster, after their made basket, to make it 11-7, and then Lancaster called for traveling, and so here is Richard for Platteville to Blevins, back out to Richard. She backs up to the big L with the arrow in its logo. Or at the right wing, here's a pass up top to Delaney Johnson, 5'6" senior. Richard at the left wing. Richard looking, picked up by Hoosier up top. Hoosier passes to the right wing. Johnson drives to the baseline and looking for somebody to pass to. Gets it out to Blevins, and now the three right at the point. Bullseye! And Richard with the three. And Platteville leads 14-7 by a touchdown. 10:42 left in the first supply first half. Up top, Olmstead drives to the left side of the lane. Shot from the corner will not go. Rebound underneath, that will not go. Rebound underneath by Weber, that doesn't go. And the ball is tipped out near half court. Platteville tried to start a break, but Lancaster picks it up now. Morgan in the lane, she misses. Foul called on the rebound with 10:18 left in the first supply first half, and the foul will be on Lancaster. And it is Annie Martin's first foul. And each team now with 3 team fouls. Actually, it's Martin's second foul fixed on the scoreboard. Here's Richard across half court. And now Bergent at the right wing. Picked up by Noble. And now at the right wing, Hoosier. Little weave here going on. And there's to the right wing. Now it's Hoosier. Her pass is tipped and goes into the corner and is stolen by Lancaster. And Morgan will bring it up. Passes to the corner, and a three from there doesn't go for Olmstead. Offensive rebound, or a rebound underneath. Held ball is called, and this one will go to Platteville with 9:45 left in the first supply first half. Community First Bank, for you in the business communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Also brought to you by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving you in Lancaster, Fenimore, and Boscobel. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. At the right wing, Richard passes into Bergin. 2 defenders on her. Her shot is partially blocked and picked up. And it's Ava Green, 5'8" junior, coming up with it. Here's Morgan at the right wing. Over to the left wing. And Manny Nielsen, 5'6" junior. Now between the circles is Morgan. Over to the left wing, Olmstead. Pass into the lane off of the hands of Kelly, but she picks it up, then loses it. And back the other way comes Richard, and she has the ball taken out of her hands, but out of bounds. It'll go back to Platteville with 8:57 left in the first supply first half. Lancaster got the 7-6 lead at 13:55. So it's been basically 5 minutes since they last scored. And a high ball is called, and that will go to Lancaster with 8:55 left in the first supply first half. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington. See the pros for assistance with your next ag, commercial, or residential project. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center, Bloomington, family owned since 1942. Here's a pass into the lane, and lob out to the right wing, and then over to the left wing it goes for Green. And top of the silo three for Morgan. That will not go. Long rebound. Blevins saves it from going out of bounds before she ends up in the Platteville bench. And now brought up by Richard with 8:25 left to the first supply first half. And Richard, the fall-away three from the corner doesn't go. Lancaster with the rebound, but a traveling call on Nielsen as she tried to bring the ball up the floor. So a turnover after the rebound. Everyone at Faraday Incorporated in Platteville congratulates our Platteville Hillman basketball teams for their dedication on and off the field. It's a great day to be a Hillman Faraday Incorporated in Platteville. Blevins will inbound near side of the basket. Bounce pass in, and Noble lays it up and in. And our first Midwest One bank shots. You'll always score more with simply better banking. Midwest One Bank member FDIC. Lancaster calls timeout. 8:09 left in the first supply of first half. Back after this on AM 1590 WPBL.
If your goal is to improve your ability, reduce pain, or return to a more active lifestyle, Grant Regional Health Center Therapy Team is here and ready to help. From physical and occupational therapy to cardiopulmonary rehab, sports medicine, and speech therapy, our team works with you to create an individualized treatment plan so you can get to feeling better and moving better. You can count on our team to help you every step of the way. Learn more at grantregional.com/rehab.
97.7 Country WGLI is your home for proudly presented by Westmont Chevy, Westmont Ford, and Westmont Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Lancaster, where you always get more one less. All season long at our sister station, 97.7 Country WGLI.
Each team has now called a timeout, and in Lancaster's case, it's because Platteville's on a 10-0 run, and they lead 16-7, 7:55 left in the first supply of first half. Left wing three for Weber, doesn't go, but a foul. Or actually, violation, or, well, I thought he put both hands up for a held ball. I don't think that's what it is, but it ends up going back to Platteville anyway. And now the jumper from the foul line doesn't go for Richard. And Lancaster comes up with the rebound. And a pass over to the corner. Now Morgan between the circles, shading to the far side. Goes to the right side, the right wing, and Weber. Over to the left wing and Green. Green drives. And a foul called with 7:20 left in the first supply first half. And that'll be the first foul on Macy Noble and the fourth foul on Platteville in the first supply first half. Tim Slack Auction and Realty. Whether buying or selling, call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty, Lancaster and Fenimore. We're also brought to you by Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Here is Olmstead between the circles, tightly guarded by Richard. Now she goes to the right wing, and then Richard gets called for the foul because she got too much of Olmstead. Well, no, wait a second. That ends up being a turnover. And so back to Platteville it goes. 7 minutes remaining in the first supply of first half. It's now been 7 minutes actually, since Lancaster has scored. There's attempted a shot underneath. The ball was deflected out of bounds, and it will go back to Lancaster. 6:52 left first supply of first half. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in to Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. 3-point shot is missed. Noble comes up with a rebound for Platteville. Brought up by Richard at the right wing. She stops. And then puts up a three right at the point. Doesn't get it. And the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll go back to Lancaster with 6:28 left in the first supply first half. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Russell Law Offices is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Another turnover for Lancaster as they were trying to drive the basket to the basket. Platteville brings it up leading 16-7, 6:11 left, first supply, first half. Into the game for Platteville now is Jasmine Ryder, 5'8" senior, and she's got the ball at the left wing. Along the air, bounce pass up top to McNeil, who's back in the game. There's a pass into the lane and dribbles out, picked up by Richard. Over to Ryder. Ryder fakes to Richard, passes to Richard. I know a guy who would fond of saying, fake a pass, make a pass. Up top, Berenchin. Now at the left wing, Richard for three. Bots banked it in. That looked like it was going to be wide left, but it goes in. It's another Midwest One bank shot. You'll always scoreboard with Simply Better Banking, Midwest One Bank member FDIC. And Platteville now leads 19-7 with 5:16 left in the first supply of first half. Three from the corner. Does not go for Weber. And quickly back Platteville, and Richard ends up having the ball stripped from her out of bounds, and back to Platteville it will go with 5:07 left of the first supply first half. Sports Page welcomes everyone and welcomes you to stop in for ice cold beverages and order off our menu. Weekly specials include Friday night fish, Saturday prime rib and large 2-topping pizzas on Sundays. The Sports Page in Belmont. Blevins inbounds, bounce pass quickly, and missing the shot was Ryder, but it comes out to Richard, top of the silo. That rattles out, and the ball ends up going out of bounds, and that will go back to Lancaster with a second shy of 5 minutes left in the first supply of first half. The Queen Bee Radio Sports SoundCloud page. Listen back to recordings of previous sportscasts anytime and on demand, soundcloud.com/Queen Bee Radio Sports. Here's a pass out to the left wing and into the corner for Weber. And Weber, the bounce pass over to Nemitz. Now between the circles, Olmstead drives the lane, lays it up, and banks it in. And that ends the run finally. 19-9 with 4.5 minutes left in the first supply first half. Platteville with a 10-point lead in the basketball. And a bounce pass inside, block shot, and a foul. And Hoosier comes back in. And the foul, actually that was just a turnover, not a foul. Brought up by Nemitz to half court and Morgan. The pass to the corner. And at the right wing is Nielsen. And a three from the left corner doesn't go for Olmstead. Chased down in the corner, but it ends up going out of bounds, and we'll go back to Platteville with a second shy of 4 minutes left in the first supply first half. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist in Lancaster. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. At the left wing, Hoosier. Between the circles, Noble. And then back to Hoosier, who now up top. And offensive foul is called on Platteville with 3:41 left in the first supply first half. Alyssa Blevins, who was away from the ball, gets called for the offensive foul. And her grandma's not happy about that, sitting about 10 feet away. She probably has a picture to show that that she disagrees with the call. Jessica Morgan, meanwhile, in the lane, gets the Midwest One Bank shot. She'll always score more with Simply Better Banking, Midwest One Bank member FDIC. 19-11. Platteville with 3:13 left, first supply of first half. At the left wing, Hoosier drives the lane, then passes back door to Berenchin for two. Berenchin from Hoosier, 21-11 Platteville, 3 minutes left in the first supply of first half. At the right wing, a three off the mark, and the rebound tipped out of the hands of Hoosier after the three-point miss by Kelly. So back to Platteville with 2:49 left in the first supply first half. Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on the square in Lancaster. Gifting season is upon us. Make them smile with what they want. Gift cards to Doolittle's. Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. We're also brought to you by Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. Driving and scoring is Richard. 23-11 Platteville, 2:36 remaining first supply first half. Now Morgan drives and banks it in. And it's 23-13, 2:26 left first supply first half. As the pace picks up, Blevins underneath, lays it up and in, and will go to the foul line with 2:19 left in the first supply first half. And the foul for Lancaster. Foul for Lancaster is the first on Ava Green, and Blevins completes the three-point play, and it's 26-13 Platteville. Blevins with 4 points. And 2:16 left first supply first half. Morgan brings it across half court. To Olmstead at the right wing. Quick pass underneath to Morgan, then passes blindly, and the ball loose. And Platteville wanted to call a timeout. It's a held ball, and it will go to Platteville. So the timeout doesn't take place, which is just fine for Brandon Temperley. Astria Connect for high-speed internet options customized to meet your home and business needs. Visit AstriaConnect.com. Here's Richard to the corner, and a three for Johnson. Doesn't go. And Morgan there for the rebound. Minute 48 left first supply first half. And actually, this is Green with it. Now it's Nemitz up top, over to the right wing in Green. Green fakes the three. And now a pass into the lane, laying it up and missing was Green. And a battle for the rebound ends up in Platteville's hands. Noble back in. Johnson takes a seat. And the foul, I believe, on Ava Green, her first. And each team now 5 team fouls. With a minute 17 left in the first supply first half. Pass into Blevins in the lane, lays it up. Foul before the shot, or technically before the drive, with 1:13 left in the first supply first half. And this foul will be Nemitz's first foul, 6 on Lancaster the first half. Pass in the lane, but stolen away. Arrows come up with it. Nielsen now across half court, and then Blevins with a steal just inside half court. And she hands it to Richard at the left wing. Under a minute in the first supply first half. Richard drives, misses, but will go to the foul line with 55.1 seconds left in the first supply first half. That's team foul number 7. Whether it's a shooting foul or not, it's Jessica Morgan's first foul also. And so Richard at the foul line, 46%, misses the first. She will get another, of course. Bush Insurance, a proud partner of Pekin Insurance Company, carries seamless gutters and overhead doors of Belmont, and carries guttersanddoors.com. Second free throw good, 1 of 2. Extends Platteville's lead to 27-13, 55.1 seconds left in the first supply first half. Morgan picks it up and then brings it across half court over to the left wing, and a three from there does not go for Green. Rebound underneath, ball goes out of bounds, and it will go back to Lancaster. 42 seconds left first supply first half. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at Sloans.com. Quick pass into the lane, laid up and missed by Green. Gets the rebound, gets it blocked, however, goes out and is saved by Platteville. Blevins comes up with it with 33 seconds left in the first supply first half. Blevins at the right wing, passes to Hoosier. And Hoosier to Richard, now at the left wing, Blevins. 21 seconds left first supply first half. Pass underneath, played up and in for Richard. And Richard makes it 29-13, 12 seconds left first supply first half. Here is Nemitz, 6 seconds. over at the left wing, driving and missing, and that ends the first half. And once Lancaster got the lead, or Platteville got the lead, they have pulled away pretty fast. 29-13. Platteville leads Lancaster at the half. Back after this on AM 1590 WPDL.
Beautiful smile, as white as fresh snow. Visit Cuba City Family Dental or Keeler Family Dental. This is Dr. Matt Andrews. From orthodontics to dental implants and one.
Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville leads Lancaster 29-13 at the half. Back after this on AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 4. Adjust the field. If it feels a little too firm, we'll make it softer. If the upper spool is too soft, we'll make it firmer. We take
Junk in the West End salvage.
Wait, Dad, doesn't Mom have some junk?
What? Mom doesn't have any junk.
You're always saying she has some serious junk in her trunk.
Ah, yes she does.
So she should get her trunk into West End Salvage.
Absolutely, Reese. To bring your scrap metal or construction waste into West End Salvage on Lancaster's North Side.
in game 4.
Tonight's game also brought to you by Bob Hudhauser, your Platteville Edward Jones representative. He salutes our athletes on their hard work. Bob Hudhauser, Edward Jones Investments, off Business 151 Inside Drive in Platteville. Boss Electric, call Brandy Reed and Josh Busher at Boss Electric Lancaster and Fenimore. Also brought to you by WCC Brains Custom Apparel and Keeler in Lancaster, and Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist in Lancaster, and People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. The Queen Bee Radio High School Sports Roundup is our weekly high school sports show covering everything in our area high school sports scene, including highlights, recaps, previews, interviews, and more. New episodes every Thursday on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube and SoundCloud channels. 29-13 after the first supply first half. Lancaster or Platteville in front. Peterson Agency halftime report after these messages on AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 5.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
24/7, 365. Myers Heating and Cooling is your trusted residential heating and cooling system service provider. Join Myers Comfort Club for peace of mind throughout the year and around the clock. Myers Heating and Cooling in Lancaster. Don't worry, we got this.
Heads Up Salon. Sherry, Jenny, Brittany, and Sydney. And heads up, new highlights, color, cuts, burns, and new barbering services too. Heads Up Salon, North Jefferson Street, Lancaster. In Game 5.
Gray Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball, presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Time for the Peterson Agency halftime report, presented by the Peterson Agency in Argyle. Brian Peterson specializes in home, farm, auto, and umbrella policies. Well, it was 7-6 Lancaster with 13:55 left in the first half. But when Lancaster scored again, they were down 19-9. So a 12, is that right? 13-0 Platteville run over a stretch of about 7.5 minutes, and that has given Platteville their lead right now, 29-13 over Lancaster at the half. On the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, at the half. In boys basketball, Mineral Point leads Southwestern 32-24. That's on Extreme 107.1. And we also have tonight Darlington and Cuba City, and that is on Super It's 106. One other score of note, by the way, the Milwaukee Bucks are done with the NBA in-season tournament. They are eliminated tonight by Indiana, 128-119. Brandon Temperley was telling me before the game that apparently the over-under for that game was the highest in the NBA since like the 1990s for a game. But as usually happens in these instances, didn't work out. And the Bucks are done in the tournament for whatever significance that has. Of course, that's just the in-game tournament. The regular season obviously continues for the Bucks. And sports continues for us tomorrow. We'll have wrestling, big match. Fenimore at Mineral Point, 640 on AM 1590 WPVL. Girls basketball, Mineral Point at Cuba City at 7 on Super It's 106. Girls basketball, Belmont at River Ridge at 7 on 97.7 Country WGLR. And boys basketball right back here, Prairie du Chien at Lancaster, 7 o'clock start on Extreme 107.1. Badger basketball Sunday as the Badgers go to Tempe to take on Arizona, 1 o'clock here on AM 1590 WPVL. The Iowa women come to Madison to take on the Badger women Sunday at 1:10 on AM 1590 WPVL. Monday, Packers and the Giants from East Rutherford, 5 o'clock on 97.7 Country WGLR. 29-13. Platteville leads Lancaster at the half, second half after these messages on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and YouTube.
In Game 6. Are you looking for a checking account with no monthly requirements or service charge? People's State Bank's People's Checking Account is just what you're looking for. This account includes free debit card, online and mobile banking, bill pay, and much more at no cost to you. You heard that right. No cost to you. We're your local community bank ready to serve you. People's State Bank, member FDIC. Delicious wishes from Culver's. For a limited time, buy $40 in Culver's gift cards and get a free value basket. That's a gift for someone on your list and a gift for yourself. Enjoy a world-famous butter burger like the Culver's Deluxe with real Wisconsin cheese, mayonnaise, lettuce, pickle, and tomato. Take care of holiday shopping and relax with a meal at Culver's. Buy $40 in gift cards and get a free value basket at Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. In Game 6.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball, presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 29-13, Platteville leads Lancaster at the half. Clear Bank, with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting this area's high school sports teams. Clear Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. As Lancaster High School's band plays the fight song with a little bit of it's that French song, it was in Casablanca, I forget. Just drawing a blank what it was. But there's a little bit of that in the fight song for Lancaster, which is one of the few schools that has an original fight song. In other words, it's not some other college's fight song, even though there are 3 great fight songs on Wisconsin, of course, Michigan, and Notre Dame. Meanwhile, let's talk some basketball in the second half. And a layup and a miss underneath to start the second half by Martin, and a turnover, and that goes back to Platteville. 13-0 run for the Hillmen in the first half, has basically been most of this margin, and banked in for 3, and a foul for Hoosier. That's a way to start the second half. And she will try to complete the 4-point play. The foul on Weber, her first, misses the free throw. Platteville gets the rebound, though, and a foul. And 3 seconds later, after the miss, the foul on Morgan is her second foul. And the inbounds pass, and now Richard with it. Over to the right wing, and the 3 for Noble doesn't go. And the rebound and a foul. That'll be on Platteville with 42 seconds gone by in the second half. And the second foul on Richard. And the first foul of the second half on the Hillmen. There is a lob pass, kind of dangerous, but Weber picks it up between the circles. And Weber to the right side of the lane, bounce pass behind her. And now up top, here's a pass into the lane, and a turnaround shot does not go for Morgan. And back comes Platteville. And a right wing 3 for Noble doesn't go. Ball loose, picked up by Richard, and a reset. Richard has it taken away from her, however, but a foul in the process. (32-13) Platteville. And the foul, the second foul on Lily Weber. And the third foul on Lancaster in the second half. Long duration inbounds pass. And then the ball stolen away. Morgan, I think, came up with a steal, wrestling it away. And here's Lancaster down the front court, and a drive in, and a pass out to the corner, and a 3 bullseye for Nicole Kelly. Kelly, the near side 3. It's 32-16, 16-18 left in the second half. Bounce pass to the right wing, and Noble into the corner goes for Blevins. Now pass underneath. Berenchin is taken down, nothing called, or fell down. The ball stripped from her, and back the other way, Martin with it, to the right wing, and Weber. Weber rotates to the top of the silo, passes to the right wing, and Martin with it, goes behind, under the basket. Now a pass out to the right wing. Weber fakes the 3 for the right wing, and then passes over to Martin, who goes top of the silo. Now at the left wing, it's Olmstead. Fakes a pass, makes a pass to Martin up top. Pass into the lane for Morgan, fighting her way in, then passes back out, and the shot by Martin doesn't go and ends up going out of bounds, and it'll go back to Platteville with 15:30 left in the second half. The sports page in Belmont welcomes everyone in to stop in for some ice cold beverages and order off our menu. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 11 to 1:30 and 4:30 until 9. Also visit Saturday and Sunday, 11 until close. Timeout, Platteville, 15:26 left second half. 32-16 Platteville over Lancaster on AM 1590 WPVL.
In Game 7, the Peterson Agency in Argyle knows if you run a business, you know the most valuable things are also the hardest to get. Your business didn't grow overnight and came from years of hard work, confidence in what you could do, and making smart decisions. That's why an insurance policy from West Bend makes sense. It protects your valuable and hard-earned business so you can focus on doing what you do best. And it's all backed by the knowledge and experience of the Peterson Agency. To find out more, contact the Peterson Agency in Argyle, 608-543-3354.
For residential, commercial, or ag building projects, call on Wolf Construction LLC of Lancaster. Todd Wolf and his crew pride themselves in providing full service for their customers at the highest of quality. Wolf Construction LLC of Lancaster, proud to back our local athletes.
Whenever you're in the mood for non-stop Christmas music, check out our sister station at 106.1 FM. The Christmas songs you know and love are playing now on Dubuque's Super Hits 106.
Rebound underneath and a foul called with 15:07 left in the second half. After the timeout, Platteville down to 3. The foul is on Kelly, her second. And the fourth against Lancaster. And meanwhile, Bernchin drives and will go to the foul line. And that will be the third foul on Martin and the fifth on Platteville in the second half. And Jackson Bernchin, 81% foul shooter, and she's just improved on that. She hits the first free throw. Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Rubber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. Also, Tim Slack Auction and Realty, whether buying or selling. Call Tim, Kathy, Chase, and their staff today. Tim Slack Auction and Realty Lancaster and Fenimore. Both free throws good for Bernchin. 34-16 Platteville. 3 minutes into the second half. There's a lob and a steal by Blevins. Blevins comes back the other way. Now goes into the lane, lays it up too hard. Ball goes out of bounds off of one of the arrows, and so Blevins will inbound, far side of the basket. Gets it to the corner, and a three from there does not go. And the ball goes out of bounds after the miss by Noble. Back to Lancaster with 14:43 left in the second half. Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Cross half court. The pass goes to Nemitz at the left wing. And Nemitz moves between the circles, lobs it over to Green at the left wing. Blevins guarding her over to the right wing. And Morgan loses the ball, then picks it back up. Pass up top to Green. And now Morgan, the baseline jumper, doesn't go. And I think that was Bernchin coming up with a rebound. Here comes Richard for Platteville. 14:05 left second half. Richard sets up at the right wing and lobs it to Blevins, who comes over to get it between the circles. At the left wing is Bernchin, actually Hoosier. And now Richard up top, bounce pass to Blevins, who gets fouled with 13:44 left in the second half. And that will be the second foul on Ava Green. 16 fouls on Lancaster, just 1 on Platteville in the second half. At the left wing, Hoosier. And she'll put up the jumper underneath. Picked up, shot underneath, hits the bottom of the backboard. Wrestling match for the rebound. And it's picked up by Richard. Now Noble with it at the right wing. Hands it to Bernchin. And back to Richard, and Platteville will reset. At the left wing, picked up by Hoosier. She goes up top and then passes to Noble, back to Hoosier, back to Noble. Over to Richard at the right wing. She looks inside, dribbles inside. She'll take it in, misses the shot. Bernchin on the rebound, and she gets fouled with 13 minutes left in the second half. And Ava Green now has 3 team fouls, or 3 fouls, 44 seconds after she got her second. And that's foul number 7. So Bernchin, who hits the first free throw to make it 35-16, she will get another, and Platteville will shoot the bonus the rest of the way. And the second free throw is also good. One thing about a good free throw shooter, every free throw, almost every free throw, looks like every other free throw. No variation in how they go in. 12:50 left second half, 36-16. Platteville has led since 8-7. Up top, Olmsted gets it to Morgan, and a pass into the lane, laid up but missed, and the rebound by Bernchin, and Bernchin will bring it up across half court, actually Richard, and the pass tipped away from her, and it was off apparently one of the Platteville players, and it ends up being a turnover with 12:25 left in the second half. Platteville leading 36-16. And the inbounds, well, they have to decide where the inbounds pass apparently is going to be. So we'll tell you that H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical serves you in Fenimore, Lancaster, and Boscobel. Always on call, always the right call. H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Southwest Wisconsin 24/7 since 1958. And a foul on Lancaster, or on Platteville, excuse me, with 12:15 left of the second half. Second foul on Blevins. Second foul on Platteville, but free throws coming up. And Morgan, who has had a tough go of things tonight, hits the first. That makes her 10 of 12 this season from the foul line, and now she is 11 of 13, 36-18. But Morgan with just 6 points in the game. Platteville's done a good job of defense on her, and a whistle and an offensive foul away from the ball. Brandon Temperley wants to know why that was called. The foul on Platteville will be Blevins' third, and the second time she's been called for an offensive foul. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington. See the pros for assistance with your next ag, commercial, or residential project. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center, Bloomington, family owned since 1942. At the left wing, picked up by Nielsen, who's in the game. Over to the right wing, and then picked up by Morgan. And in the foul lane, she puts it up and misses. And Hoosier comes up with a rebound for Platteville. And Hoosier gets fouled by Nielsen with 11:42 left of the second half. Everyone at Faraday Incorporated in Platteville congratulates our Platteville Hillman basketball teams for their dedication on and off the field. It's a great day to be a Hillman Faraday Incorporated in Platteville. First foul on Nielsen, and that's team foul number 8. And so Hoosier misses the first free throw, and no double bonus yet. Top of the silo three after the rebound is a miss. Offensive rebound, however, up and good. And getting the basket is Maddie Nielsen on the rebound to make it 36-20, 11:20 remaining in the second half. Here is Noble driving from the right wing into the lane. Whistle and a traveling call on Noble. 11:15 left second half. Let's try that again. Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Brought up by Morgan, moves to the right side of the lane, pass behind her, and in traffic, a basket and a foul for Olmsted. And are they going to count the basket? The foul is on Bernchin, her second, and apparently they will not. First free throw is good. Platteville now with 4 team fouls. 36-21, 36-22. And Olmsted on the season now 6 of 12 from the foul line. And meanwhile, the ball lost out of bounds, or tipped out of bounds, and the Hillman get it back a second shy of 11 minutes left. The inbounds pass from Blevins at the end of the Lancaster bench. And it's brought up by Hoosier. Man-to-man defense. She goes through a screen. And Hoosier now to Richard between the circles. Dribbling, trying to shake a defender. She goes to the right wing. Passes in the lane. Wrestling match for the ball. And a held ball will go to Lancaster with 10:41 left in the second half. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. Here's a pass out to the right wing, and a three for Morgan. Didn't drop in after 3 bounces. Offensive rebound rolls off for Nielsen, and Platteville comes up with it. 10:19 left second half. 36-22 Platteville, and Hoosier for 3, right wing, bullseye! Hoosier with the 3 makes it 39-22, and a timeout for Lancaster with 10:12 left in the second half. And we'll be back after this on AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 8.
Happy holidays. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas. I'm Braden. I'm Owen. My dad is Dr. Matt, and you are... Dad and his team say thank you to everyone who trusts the staff at Cuba City Family Dental for proper oral care. From our family to yours, we wish you a safe and happy holiday season. Remember to brush, floss, and keep smiling,
At the Boot Campus, we understand the quality of sleep is important. That's why when we shop at the Boot Campus, you'll notice that we are invested in finding the right answer for you. Our trained and experienced sales staff won't sell you something you don't need or want. We care about you, the customers, and want you to get the best night's sleep possible. That's our goal. Stop in today for our Howell Clinic directly across from the customer. The Boot Campus, to the rest of the In game 8.
The Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. At the half, Mineral Point leads Southwestern 32-24. That is on Extreme 107.1. And at the half, Darlington leading Cuba City 38-36. That's on Super Hits 106. Here, it's 39-22 Platteville over Lancaster with 10 minutes left in the second half. Morgan in the corner, over to the left wing, and Martin. Back to Morgan. In the lane, Martin puts it up, misses the shot, and the rebound grabbed and then tipped out to Richard. And Richard gets double teamed, but gets it to Blevins at the right wing. And Blevins heads toward the basket, goes to the basket now, puts it up and misses. Battle for the rebound underneath, held ball, and this one to Platteville with 9:30 left in the second half. Russell Law Offices is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Here's Blevins, a jumper from the corner is good. Just inside the arc for Alyssa Blevins. And it's 41-22, Blevins with 6. 9:15 remaining. And Morgan shakes the defender, puts up the shot in the lane, misses. And a wrestling match for the rebound. And this time to Lancaster it goes with 9:07 left. Great Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PhD, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Great Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Pass up top, off the hands of Nilsson, and apparently it was tipped by one of the Hillmen because she got it in the backcourt to get it. It was not called an over and back. Now a shot in the lane and a miss for Nielsen, and wrestled away by Hoosier. Players go flying. Looked like wrestling out there for a bit, and that's not until tomorrow. The sports page welcomes you in for ice-cold beverages and order off our menu. Weekly specials include Friday night fish, Saturday night prime rib, and large 2-topping pizzas on Sundays. The sports page in Belmont. Nielsen gets called for her second foul. Team foul number 9. And Hoosier will shoot the 1-and-1 with 8:51 left and hits the first. Makes it 42-22. Hoosier with 7 points. Bernchin has 14. And 10 points for Richard. Second free throw, no good. 42-22 with 8:47 remaining. Lancaster basketball. And pass goes to Martin. And now a drive in the corner. Basket for Martin. And a foul. Martin gets the basket. 8:36 remaining. The foul is Bernchin's third. And the free throw completes the three-point play. And it's 42-25. Platteville with 5 team fouls. Platteville with a 17-point lead. 8.5 minutes remaining. Here's Blevins. Hands it to Richard behind her at the right wing. Richard fakes a look inside. Gets it over to Hoosier between the circles. And now Ryder, Jasmine Ryder, who's back in the ball game. Blevins up top. Blevins backs up. And at the right wing, it's Hoosier. The deep right wing, it's Hoosier. Actually, it's Delaney Johnson in the game. She got the ball. Now pass underneath to Blevins. Back out to Richard. Pass inside to Bernchin, and she gets fouled. With 7:55 left, that will be team foul number 10 on the Arrows. As Macy Noble checks back in, Johnson takes a seat. Also the fourth foul on Ava Green. Clare Bank, with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting this series high school sports teams. Clare Bank, where they say, we can do that, member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Bernchin misses the first free throw. She will get a second, and she misses that one. So that makes her stuck at 14 points. Lancaster with the rebound, 7:49 left. 42-25 Platteville. And here's Nielsen driving into the lane, lays it up, gets the basket, and a foul with 7:40 left. And McNeil, meanwhile, checks back in. Fourth foul on Bernchin. Team foul number 6. Bernchin also leaves. And the free throw completes the three-point play. And suddenly it's a 14-point lead for Platteville, 42-28. Driving and scoring. And no, offensive foul. So wipe out the basket by Richard, and instead it's a foul. Actually, it's a foul on Jasmine Ryder, her first. Team foul number 7, no free throws because it's an offensive foul, but if if Lancaster gets 2 more baskets, this could be interesting. And the 3 from the left wing doesn't go for Nielsen. Rebound by Blevins. Long pass down for Noble, and she will go to the foul line with 7:16 left in the second half. Platteville was up 20 points, 42-22, but now it's the 6-0 run has cut the lead to 14. Foul, meanwhile, on Morgan is her third. And Noble hits the first free throw. Came into the game 7 of 13 from the foul line. She has 6 points. And it's 43-28. And it's 44-28 as both free throws good. 7:16 left second half. In the backcourt, here's a long pass down and laying it up and in. Breaking the pressure, Megan Krull. Right? I believe that's right. Getting into the game for the first time. And it's 44-30 as we go under 7 minutes left. Quick pass underneath, laid up and in for Richard. That gives Richard 12 points. And it's 46-30, 6:46 left second half. Whistle on the basket and a foul with 6:43 left. And Blevins now has picked up her 4th foul. Team foul number 8. And the free throw completes the 3-point play for Morgan. It is 46-33, and Lancaster calls timeout. 6:43 left in the second half. Back with more after this on AM 1590 WPVL.
In game 9.
Grant Regional Health Center is excited to announce its newest clinic location in Fenimore will officially open January 2nd, 2024. With convenient hours Monday through Friday and experienced providers, we're ready to care for your entire family. And we accept major health plans, including medical associates, sports, and Dean, to name a few. We're proud to expand with the addition of our clinic in Fenimore and excited to care for you closer to home. Grant Regional Community Clinic Fenimore, 608-723-2131. Experience the difference.
97.7 Country WGLR is your home for Green Bay football. Here are First the Eye Clinic and Optical of Lancaster and West End Salvage of Lancaster broadcasts. Proudly presented by Les Mack Chevy, Les Mack Ford, and Les Mack Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Lancaster, where you always get more from less. All season long on our sister station, 97.7 Country WGLR. In game 9.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Here is a press break for Hoosier, but she gets called for traveling. Game's not quite over yet. 46-33 Platteville. With 6:37 left in the second half. And Lancaster with the basketball. If they get a three here, well, they won't because the ball lost out of bounds. And it'll go back to Platteville with 6:28 left in the second half. Clare Bank, with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proudly supporting this area's high school sports teams. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC. And an equal housing lender. Full court pressure. Richard brings it across half court, far side to the left wing. And the bounce pass stolen at the foul line. And back the other way, getting the steal and score is Nielsen. And suddenly, it's 46-35 as we go under 6 minutes left of the second half. At the right wing, McNeil. At the left wing, Hoosier with the ball. Fakes a shot. And then at the right wing, Richard. And she'll put it up for 3 from there off the back of the rim. And the rebound grabbed by Morgan. Well, Platteville or Lancaster scores here, it's really going to get interesting because they'll be down to single digits, the deficit for the Arrows. Martin in the lane, over to Morgan for 3 left corner, rims out. And the rebound grabbed by Platteville. And on the run, the other way, a shot of the tip and a miss for Hoosier. Back comes Lancaster again with it. Here's Morgan in the lane, and the turnaround in the lane doesn't drop. Wrestling match underneath. It goes out to the left wing, and Weber for 3. That doesn't go, and Bernchin back out with 4 fouls. Gets the rebound. Bernchin has 4, and Blevins has 4 for Platteville. And at the right wing, it's Richard. Passes underneath. The shot was blocked off, and a held ball is called. The block shot off a shot by Noble. And Platteville gets it back on alternate possession. Bernchin and Blevins, 4 fouls each for the Hillmen. 8 team fouls on Platteville. Here's a shot off the inbound by Noble, a miss, and another held ball, and this one goes back to Lancaster with 4:42 left in the second half. Johnson and Ryder back in for Platteville. Bernchin takes a seat. And it looks like they're trying to keep her, obviously they are trying to keep her from giving that 5th foul, and they're having Bernchin come in only on offense, perhaps, on change of possession side outs. Over at the left wing, fake shot by Olmstead, goes into the lane, whistle, charge! Offensive foul on Olmstead. That is her second. And obviously no free throws, but it does go back to Platteville. Blevins back in with her 4 fouls. And the inbounds pass, Maggie Graben, a 5'8 sophomore in the game for the first time. Here's the press break, and the pass from Hoosier underneath the Berntsen, and it goes out of bounds. And it'll go back to Platteville. 4:21 left in the second half, 46-35 Platteville. Lancaster's not going away. They've made the defensive plays, but they haven't been able to get the deficit down to single digits. Inbounds pass and picked up by Richard in the lane. Trying to get it to Berntsen. She got fouled from behind with 4:18 left in the second half. And it's going to be Johnson and Ryder checking back in after the 2 free throws. Richard gets 2. The foul, the third on Olmsted. First free throw, no good. That's one thing. Lancaster or Platteville in the last. Let's try to see here. It looks like they're about 3 for 6 or maybe 4 for 8 from the foul line, and now it's worse because they just missed another free throw. 46-35 Platteville. 4:13 left second half. In the lane, Martin back out. Driving from the right wing, laying it up and in is, I believe that was Cruel getting the basket. And now it's 46-37 as we're under 4 minutes in the second half. Game's not over yet. Here's Richard. And the double teams, they spread it out. Hoosier with it, back to Richard. She fakes the pass, gets 2 defenders and a timeout for Platteville with 3:40 left in the second half. We'll keep it here and tell you the situation here. It's Platteville leading Lancaster 46-37. Team fouls 10 plus on Lancaster, so Platteville is in the super bonus. 8 fouls on Lancaster. 1 timeout left for Platteville after this timeout. And 3 left for Lancaster. The possession arrow, I cannot tell. All right, I think it's pointed at Platteville. And again, Blevins and Berntsen, 4 fouls each for Platteville. And as I am checking quickly here, it doesn't look like anybody has more than 3 for Lancaster. Lancaster had a 20-point lead in this game, 42-22, but Platteville did at 42-22 lead, but suddenly the offense has kicked in for Lancaster, and the offense has kind of stopped for Platteville. Since that point, they've scored just 4 points. And that's made it a game, and there's a foul at half court. They tried to get a steal at half court, but that took a second off the clock. And the foul, the third on Lily Weber. Now here's where free throws, not making the free throws, which was a problem in their loss to his first free throw good. Not making free throws was a problem in their loss to Mineral Point. First free throw good here, however, by Noble. Noble with 8 points, 47-37. And the second free throw is in and out. And Lancaster gets the rebound. 47-37 Platteville, 3:33 left second half. Driving and missing is Morgan underneath on the rebound and missed by Martin. Another shot and a miss and a foul on Platteville with 3:26 left in the second half. And that'll be the second foul on Jasmine Ryder. And team foul number 9. And the first free throw no good by Martin. She will get another. As Noble and Berntsen back in. Second free throw on the way, and that is a miss. Rebounded. And that's going to be a lane violation. It will go back back to Platteville, 47-37 with 3:26 left in the second half. And a pass down to Hoosier, beating the pressure, but then Hoosier gets called for traveling. Well, that was a chance to open up the lead and didn't go. Johnson and Ryder back in, and the two players with 4 fouls each, Berenchen and Blevins out. And here is Martin up top, passes to the corner, and a tip pass goes back out to Olmstead at the deep right wing. Olmstead a spin move, and then gets it to Martin driving, and she will go to the foul line with 2:58 left in the second half. On the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest unbranded shoe store in the Midwest, Mineral Point gets the win tonight over Southwestern, 68-46. That's on Extreme 107.1. Foul, by the way, is the third on Ryder. And now both teams have 10 fouls each. And again, Berenchen and Blevins in. Second free throw, and that is no good. And Platteville comes up with a rebound. And the Hillmen with the ball with 2:50 left in the second half. Here's Noble at the right wing. And looks up top, gets a double team, gets it to Richard. Richard gets double teamed, gets it over to Hoosier. Hoosier will go to the lane and gets called for the foul, and a 2-shot foul because it was an active shooting foul. The Lancaster students thought it was a charge call. Instead, it is the third foul. Actually, as the first free throw is good for Hoosier, it is the fourth foul on Mallory Olmstead. And so she joins the 4-foul club along with Blevins and Berenchen for Platteville. And Hoosier makes both free throws. Those big. Those are big, and it's 49-37. Hoosier with 9 points tonight. 2:27 left. Here is Martin. Now a pass up top to Weber. And now Morgan drives, puts up a fall-away jumper, and gets it in the lane. And Martin makes it 49-39 with 2:10 left in the second half. Martin with 11 points. And here's the pass out of Hoosier. And over at the right wing, pass from Noble inside. Richard, actually not Richard, Johnson posting up. And did she get called for a foul? Or just a turnover? It goes back to Lancaster with 1:56 left of the second half. 49-39 Platteville. Arrow's not going away. Morgan passes to Weber in the corner. And the bounce pass to Martin at the foul line, then back out. Now Olmstead at the left wing. She gets it to Morgan. And a whistle and a timeout for Lancaster with 1:34 left in the second half. Lancaster now 2 timeouts left. Platteville with 1. Super bonus for both teams. In Lancaster's case, they will get the super bonus on the next foul. And 4 fouls for Berenchen, 4 fouls for Blevins, for Platteville, and 4 fouls for Olmstead for Lancaster. 1:34 left in the second half, 49-39. Platteville leads Lancaster. We have more basketball and we have wrestling coming up tomorrow. Fenimore and Mineral Point at 6:40 on AM 1590 WPVL. Girls basketball, Mineral Point at Cuba City at 7 on Super Hits 106. Girls basketball, Belmont at River Ridge at 7 on 97.7 Country WGLR. And boys basketball, Prairie du Chien at Lancaster at 7 tomorrow on Extreme 107.1. Badger basketball in Tempe to take on Arizona, 1 o'clock Saturday on AM 1590 WPVL. UW women's basketball against Iowa Sunday at 1:10 on AM 1590 WPVL. Packers Giants from East Rutherford at 5 Monday on 97.7 Country WGLR. 1:28 left second half, 49-39 Platteville. Top of the silo, 3 misses for Weber. Battle for the rebound and a basket. And getting the basket as the full court pressure now on, it's Olmsted, and that makes it 49-41 with 1:09 left. And almost a lost ball there, now picked up by Richard, goes into the right corner. Richard lobs, and a timeout called by Platteville, and that's it for them. 1 minute exactly remaining in the second half. 49-41 Platteville over Lancaster, and the only thing that changed is no more timeouts for Platteville. 2 left for Lancaster, and Platteville is in the super bonus. Lancaster will be in the super bonus on the next Hillman foul, and it's still Olmsted 4 fouls for Lancaster, and Berenchin and Blevins 4 fouls each for Platteville. It was 42-22 with, let's see, 8:51 left. And Lancaster has almost doubled its point score, 41 versus 22 in just the last 7 minutes and change. And Platteville has only scored 7 points during that stretch. But the Hillmen's still up. They cannot call any more timeouts. And it'll be Blevins inbounding from the near side of the basket. And finally a pass into the lane and then thrown off of, well, no, it's actually a turnover as Hoosier tried to throw it off one of the arrows, couldn't do it. And so it is Lancaster basketball with 55 seconds left in the second half. Here's Weber between the circles, goes to the right, passes to the left wing, and Morgan for 3, bullseye! Morgan to 3, it's 49-44 and a timeout for Lancaster with 42.6 seconds left in the second half. Wow. Morgan now has 14 points, and everything I said before as far as timeouts and all that apply, except for the fact that Lancaster is down to 1 timeout left. Platteville's out of theirs. 42.6 seconds left in the second half. Blevins and Berenchin 4 fouls each. Olmsted 4 fouls for Lancaster. And Platteville has Johnson out there along with Berenchin, Blevins, Richard, and Hoosier. And the bounce pass stolen off the inbounds pass. And here's Morgan at the left wing. And now Weber with it. Morgan for 3 off the front of the rim. Chased down in the corner by Johnson, who ended up losing it out of bounds. No, it's off of Lancaster, so it goes back to Platteville with 31.3 seconds left in the second half. 49-44, Platteville leads Lancaster, and they break the pressure on the far side, and a foul with 26.2 seconds left in the second half. And the foul will be on Martin, and that is her 4th foul. And obviously 2 huge free throws here for Claire Hoosier. And the first free throw is good to make it 50-44. She hits this one, it'll be a 3-possession game. Hoosier with 10 and 11 points as the second one drops in. 51-44, 24 seconds left second half. Here's Morgan driving, then gets called for the charge. She tried to initiate contact going into the lane, then went back out. But gets called for the charge. That is her 4th foul. 20.1 seconds left of the second half. 51-44 Platteville. Bounce pass into to Hoosier. And then the ball is off of one of the arrows and out of bounds, and Platteville will inbound it. 15 and a half seconds left second half. And a long time here. That's the inbounds pass with 14.3 seconds left, a foul. And it will be Hoosier at the foul line. And that's it for Martin. She picks up her 5th foul. And Hoosier will shoot 2. And the first one bounces in. 52-44. It'll be a 3-possession game regardless here. Hoosier with 12 points. Second free throw does not go in. 52-44. 10 seconds left of the second half. And here's Morgan at the left wing. Long 3. Got it! But that may be too little too late. 52-47. Although Lancaster will call its last timeout. It's a 30 with 3.6 seconds left in the second half. 52-47. Again, Olmsted 4 fouls, Bernchin 4 fouls, not Noble, Blevins 4 fouls. Well, there have been weirder things that have happened than 5 points being scored in 3.6 seconds. Steal the inbounds pass, score really fast. Of course, the problem is that you have to steal it and score twice, essentially. But Lancaster, which was down 20 points with about 8 minutes left, has cut the deficit down to 5. Hillman will inbound to the side of the Lancaster basket. Blevins will trigger the inbound. And the bounce pass goes to Noble, and Noble just standing there, and 2 defenders come up to her and foul her with 0.8 of a second left, which should do it. Unless, I don't know, suddenly a bunch of Platteville players or coaches get called for technical fouls, I suppose. Maddie Nielsen called for her 3rd foul. And the first free throw is good for Noble. Noble has 9 points. Noble still has 9, but that's going to be it. Final score, Platteville 53, Lancaster 47. So the Hillmen have now won 3 games in a row after they lost their first 4, and they will be at Dodgeville next Friday. We'll have that for you on Extreme 107.1. That should be an excellent ball game. And Lancaster still looking for its first win, now 0-6. They will go to Benton on Tuesday. Platteville beats Lancaster 53-47. Back after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Well. Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bay coverage of high school basketball presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville which had a 20-point lead at one point in the second half, has to hang on to win, but does beat Lancaster 53-47. I guess that's the sort of thing that happens in big rivalry games, which obviously this is. And the Culver's Cool Down, presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville, follows these messages on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and YouTube.
Has Parkinson's. You have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at Parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Did you know that when you make time to talk, read, or sing with your child, you're helping to shape and strengthen their brains for the years to come? As a father, helping my child thrive is the most important thing to me. Each of us has the power to create a strong start for our children and to help them enter school ready to learn and succeed in life, starting from the day they are born. Visit TalkingIsTeaching.org for free tips, resources, and ideas on how to transform everyday moments into magical moments for learning.
This is Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of the new Normal Maker, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With just a swipe of your finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo.
How do you do?
Oh, normal. How's this? The Normal Maker. New from Be Normal.
This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with a mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Talk to someone you trust. Learn more at brainchangetomind.org.
Paralyzed Veterans of America believes the veterans who've served and sacrificed deserve access to the best our country has to offer. Access to homes, communities, meaningful employment, and the veterans' benefits they've earned. With PVA staff working inside VA hospitals, no other veterans organization has provided more real-time ongoing support for paralyzed veterans and their families. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. Join PVA in fighting for theirs at pva.org.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adopted mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand? No, you hold my hand. Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Parents, we know we can't protect our kids from everything. Eventually they're going to bump their heads or scrape their knees. But we can protect them from 6 types of cancer. HPV, or human papillomavirus, is a common preventable virus that can cause cancer later in life. The HPV vaccine prevents human papillomavirus and all the cancers it can cause. The American Cancer Society recommends getting your sons and daughters the HPV vaccine starting at age 9 to protect them later in life.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Times have changed since Burger Deluxe, but one thing sure hasn't.
Craig, what would you like to share for show and tell?
This is a butter burger. Fresh beef, never frozen, seared to perfection, topped with real Wisconsin cheese on a lightly buttered bun. Butter burger, butter burger.
Hungry? Stop in for one today.
It's time for the Culver's Cool Down Postgame Show, brought to you by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville.
Great Regional Health. Let's try that again. Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball, presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Platteville, which led at the half, 29-13, and had a 20-point lead in the second half, has to hang on to beat Lancaster tonight, 53-47. Hillman led in scoring by Jackson Berenson with 14 points, and she avoided getting her 5th foul. Claire Hoosier. I'm sure Mia found that funny, but it's Claire Hoosier with 12 points. Macy Noble with 9 points. Avery Richard with, now I have to add this one up, 12 points. in the game, and Alyssa Blevins with 7 points in tonight's basketball game. Lancaster is led in scoring. Well, that's just great because well, that's funny. I managed to cut off. I took a photo of the scoring because it's more accurate when they do it than when I do it. But the problem is that it's doesn't show the totals, so I'm going to have to kind of figure this out here. And I'll just go from the top here. Annie Martin with 6 points. Maddie Nielsen with 7 points. Nicole Kelly with 3. Mallory Olmstead has 4 points tonight. Megan Krull with 2 points. And Jessica Morgan with 17 points, leading all scores as things turn out. And in the case of Lancaster, they scored 13 in the first half, 34 in the second half, and most of that came when they were down 42-22. Platteville was up 42-22 with 8:51 left, and all of a sudden, it kind of slow, and then all of a sudden you look up and they were down 5 with 3.6 seconds left, but one free throw ends up being the final score, 53-47 Platteville. The Tricor Turning Point, presented by Tricor Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. And I suppose probably actually the turning point really should be in the first half. Platteville got a 13-0 run on Lancaster over about 7.5 minutes to take a 19-7 lead, and they did not trail after that. They had up to a 20-point lead, of course, as we just said in the second half, but it got, if you're a Hillman fan, it got uncomfortably close there at the end because Lancaster made a big comeback, but it just ends up 6 points short with Platteville winning 53-47. Again, the Tricor Turning Point, presented by Tricor Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. We will wrap up the Culver's Cool Down and our broadcast and tell you what is coming up tomorrow. All of that after these messages on AM 1590 WPVL.
Post game, 2 minutes.
For over 70 years, NBA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and related neuromuscular diseases. Learn more at NBA.org today.
There were places, people, and conditions in this world that almost seemed but not many relationships is there. Relationships is a place restoring sight for the blind, happiness to the outcast, and joy to the broken-hearted. Relationships is the reason I hope is now inside. To learn more, go to mercyships.org.
Hey, Joe. I thought you were retired. Food prices are going up every day. Thank goodness for benefitscheckup.org. Benefitscheckup.org. It's a free website for people over 60 who find help to pay for food, medicine, even utilities. But 1,201 benefits. Maybe it can help too. These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that I must give you nothing. A dinner now served thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Eye Council and Feeding America. 200 food banks only.
Post game, 2 minutes.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and YouTube. Platteville beats Lancaster today 53-47 on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Darlington with a huge second half beats Cuba City 89-65, and that was on Super Hits 106. Mineral Point, meanwhile, beats Southwestern tonight 68-46. That was on Extreme 107.1. Wisconsin in volleyball beat Penn State tonight. 3 sets to, I did not find the number, but they did win. So the Badgers go to the regional final for a trip to the Final Four. And I believe that is Saturday. I think that's right. Also, in the NBA in-season tournament, the Bucks in-season tournament stop is over. They lose to Indiana 128-119. So that ends it for the Bucks, which means that they just miss one game, basically. And that is, I believe, everything that we have on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. But we are far from done with sports. Tomorrow, big wrestling meet. Big wrestling match, Fenimore and Mineral Point, 6:40 on AM 1590 WPVL. Also, girls basketball, Mineral Point at Cuba City at 7 on Super Hits 106. Also, girls basketball, Belmont at River Ridge, 7 o'clock on 97.7 Country WGLR. And boys basketball, Prairie du Chien at Lancaster at 7 on Extreme 107.1. Saturday, Badger basketball takes on Arizona, 1 o'clock on AM 1590 WPVL. Sunday, Badger women host Caitlin Clark and Iowa at 1:10 here on AM 1590 WPVL. Monday, Packer football, they are in East Rutherford to take on the Giants at 5 on 97.7 Country WGLR. We'll also have boys basketball, Wazeeka Steuben at River Ridge at 7 on Extreme 107.1. And Cuba City at East Dubuque at 7 on Super Hits 106. The sports directors of Queen Bee Radio are Mark Evenstad and R.J. Osterhaus. Tyler Dictanis is our digital program director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Thanks to Brett Rollins of the staff at Lancaster High School. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you. And thank you for joining us. Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball presented by Wolf Construction and Myers Heating and Cooling is a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL Platteville. Platteville beats Lancaster in girls basketball 53-47. From the Wolf Construction broadcast table, I'm Steve Prestegard. ESPN Radio is next. We'll see you for more basketball and wrestling tomorrow.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
ESPN Radio, AM 1590,